I want the ability to sit in the crowd and watch an online fight.
So like the option of having a ring walk or like
bruise marks that like slowly accumulate over time.
And then you can like kind of feel it, right? That's what I love about my league though. We have a lot of talent, like Smoke in there.
Oh yeah.
You guys know Excel. Like Pake was in there, Pester's in there, Ham's in there. Man, just a lot of talent there. So I can't really name just one person.
Community to find like-minded people, and I think it's really dope that at least I can speak for everybody at this table that we've been kind of doing that. But pretty soon, I think at the launch of V4, shortly after, we're going to be launching the official Ringside VR.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the first official podcast. We got some lovely guests sitting down tonight. Or today, I don't know when you guys are watching this. But yeah, let me just introduce them. We got Solly here with Ringside, along with Supahem. And we have Maki from, you said GFL?
GFL.
Yep, GFL.
Sweet. Yeah, today we're just gonna kind of sit down. Also, my bad. We also have UFL, the CEO of UFL. We're gonna just kind of sit down, you know, get a nice conversation, talk about the game itself, our leagues, and yeah, hopefully it should be a pretty good episode for you guys. So Solly, Supahem, you guys are like the faces of Ringside VR. You guys have a lot of motion, a lot of traction in the community.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
What do you guys have planned? Do you guys have any up and coming events or anything like that?
Oh, we jumping right into the events. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, we're diving in, skipping all
right.
foreplay.
Well, I guess this is appropriate to mention right now that out of all the leagues, we're the last to become an official league, right? As far as having tournaments and a circuit and things like that. So if you guys have been watching Ringside VR, we've basically been slow building the foundation of what our league is going to be with these exhibition matches. Been, getting out there, seeing who's out there, putting on talent through the Discord. But pretty soon, I think at the launch of V4, shortly after, we're going to be launching the official Ringside VR ranked division circuit. It's going to be a little more than a tournament. It's going to be a whole circuit, right? We want to showcase and give a thank you to all of the boxers who have supported the Discord for the last, what is this, Ollie, since last November, right?
Yeah, basically almost 6 months now.
Yeah. And so basically we're going to do an invitation. We'll kick things off, right? Don't want to make it too confusing. Top 16 boxers, community voted, by the way. We're going to go through a whole tournament to really formalize who are the top 16. And from that point on, we're going to let people come through and challenge that top leaderboard through the exhibition matches and through invites from Solly and myself. So if people want to be involved, stay tuned for official announcements. It's going to be called The Strongest Under the Headset. And basically, we're going to be looking to showcase the best talent in VR. You're going to see a lot of names that you guys have probably seen around your individual leagues, right? Ringside VR is super agnostic, so we don't gatekeep. We don't say, hey, we have boxers or anybody else has boxers. So if you guys want to stay tuned with what's going on, Strongest in the Headset is the biggest thing that's going to pop for the channel outside of the weekly live streams.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Wow, that sounds
Awesome.
amazing.
No, I mean, you said it perfectly. Not much to add. Yeah, Strongest Under the Headset. Get ready, everyone.
Dude, sounds like a baller event. Sounds like you guys have put a lot of thought and effort in how you guys are gonna structure this, dude. This is gonna go nutty.
Man, I want to get in that.
I don't even know.
Yeah, right. Maki, how's your league been? I think we got a couple other fighters from UFL who are in your league, and yeah, just how are things going in general?
Yo, honestly, it's been going really well. I don't really check the members list that often, but sometimes I'll check the next day and it jumps up quite a lot. And I like how it's growing. I like how positive we do try to keep it. I like banter, but I'm not a big fan of toxicity. But anyways, the point is, it's going really well. and people seem very interested.
Yeah. Any up and coming talent that you've been prospecting? Anyone you got your eye on from your league?
This is what I love about my league though. We have a lot of talent. Like Smoke, you guys know Smoking him. He's in there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
You guys know Excel. Excel is in there. Pake was in there when he was still fighting. Pester's in there. I think Tyborg wanted to compete eventually. Cam's in there. Man,
Yeah.
just a lot of talent there. So I can't really name just one person. Guts is in there too.
For sure.
Ooh, guys.
That's some heavy hitters from that. Just those few that you named though, between
Yeah.
Guts, Cam,
Mhm.
Smoking him, Pake. Shout outs to Pake. Where are you at, Pake? Why'd you leave us, bro? You know what I'm saying? A lot of good folks, man.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And Yomo too. I can't believe I forgot to say Yomo.
Yeah. And also like a lot in like regular boxing, like you're starting to see this like same thing where you got like these champions emerging from different leagues and play spaces.
That's
and, like,
exactly what I was about to say. Is you see a
Yeah,
lot of
there
the
you go.
same faces afloat around, and it's like I don't know. It's like they're going for their belts. Like,
It's
you know,
really
in real
cool.
Boxing. Yeah,
It's like they're really making a name for themselves.
that's
Mhm.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like they're really getting well known in the community and stuff.
No, for sure. I
Pretty
mean, like when we
ballers.
first started, like ringside a couple of years ago, like the idea that someone would know a VR fighter's name, like you know, outside of outside of anything, right, is like crazy. And nowadays, like you got people like Cam, you got people like Stevie VR, you got these people who are like slowly building up that reputation for themselves. And like even if they're not, you know, going to be that big name later, right? They're not going to be the faker necessarily just yet, but they're, you know, they're forging the path. They're walking so that that next person can run.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And like one thing I've noticed is there's like a there's like a little transitional period from when you get the game to when you start getting involved with the community, you know, and then
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot with what you guys do, it kind of shortens that gap of just playing ranked and not really knowing about the community, not really participating in leagues. I feel like you go on YouTube and you see a ringside VR, like it's the first thing that pops up when you type in "thrilled to fight," you know. And
Yes.
I think what you guys do or
We're
are
doing it.
doing is amazing.
It's awesome.
Oh God, it's so hard. I think it's really healthy. I think as everybody here will agree, right, that this community that's being developed and being like circulated is super healthy for anyone who wants to follow behind or just like make this our thing, right? Because the devs they're great. Don't get me wrong. They've given us a beautiful game to work with, but when you go just there, even if you find just the Discord, it's kind of chaos. You really don't know what's going on, and so it's really good that like if you like boxing, you're gonna want to find a division or some kind of structure to box within and a community to find like-minded people. And I think it's really dope that at least I can speak for everybody at this table that we've been kind of doing that, you know, self-organized and putting it together. I think like a year or two from now, people are going to be like, oh, I know exactly where to go. I know who to fight for, you know? Yeah, that's going to be
Yeah,
so sick.
exactly. No, I feel like like you said, the devs kind of laid up groundwork. They gave us the game, but like I don't know, they can't really, I don't know, have the community. I mean, they have the community built and everything, but it's like guys are building on. You know, it's expanding outside of just, you know, the Discord and stuff, and you know, it's pretty bally. What do you guys think about the new V4 update? I'd love to get to know you guys.
Controversial.
Controversial.
We're diving
I will
right
say,
in. Like I
it's-
said earlier, we're not a big.
it's
fan
better
of
than
four player
V3.
game. You think
it's
it's
better than
V3?
V3. Yeah, because
Woo, hot
in
takes.
in V3, like anything could stun you. So it's just like who goes first, who can get a first flash. V4,
fair
you know,
enough.
there are some issues, but at least people could like throw punches at the same time.
Yeah.
It's more competitive.
I can see that. I can see that. I will say this, right? And I've talked to Ian a bunch of times about this. V4 is a step in the right direction. Do not get me wrong. I'm not going to say that. I think everybody can agree it's in a healthy direction. There's some things that I just wish that we took more smarter choices with. Like, okay, body shots can't stun you, but has anybody taken a shot to the liver? Right? You're not going to tell me that if you turn liver shots on and I target the liver intelligently, I get no reward for that. if
Hey,
anything,
one shot to the body that's not really calculated for, that can fuck you up, dude. That
could fuck you up.
Oh yeah.
That can
So, like,
change
I
your
think-
whole
Yeah, you're
momentum.
done.
Yeah, I like the tone back in damage. I like how intelligent they're thinking about counter hits. If you're moving away from a hit, does less damage. If you're moving into a hit, does more. I think we all wanted that. And they're struggling with. I just think it's a step in the right direction, but I do miss the excitement of V3.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's what I
It's,
miss a
it's
lot.
the
From a-
danger, right?
it's the it's the
danger,
threat, and from a viewer perspective, right? So a lot of the stuff on with Ringside VR, it's like how can we make this appealing to people who don't know anything about VR boxing, right? If you're in, you bought the game, you got it, right? But for people
Yeah.
watching, I want them to have fun on the stream, and then entice them to join and then go through all the stuff, right? So I just hope that the matches don't become boring and stale. I will have to wait
Yeah.
to see. I got to see people like Cam, you know what I'm saying? To really, if it looks boring watching Cam fight, then it's no bueno for it, right? You know what I mean? I don't mind if it's just like, me and Sally, we're old, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, we're gonna look boring. It should look boring, but if Cam smoking them, you know what I mean? Like they look boring, then I'm like, nah, no, we did something wrong. That's my only hot take.
I was gonna say, like, I completely agree with you. The only thing for the developers, I wish they would add like wear and tear on the body. You know, like,
Yeah.
Rap hard.
Yeah.
You know what I
That
mean?
brings me
'Cause-
kind of my next question too. Like, with the roadmap, since we're in such early development, I feel like I don't know. I'll get back to that later. I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
I
you're
just- I don't know. But yeah, like, what do you guys think about the roadmap? What are you guys most excited for?
Well, UFL CEO, you were about to hop on it with your thoughts on
Yeah, the
damage,
wear
right?
and
oh
tear
yeah,
and
no,
all that.
because the damage, same as you, man. Like, it's more realistic as a boxing sim, but for the viewers, not as exciting for sure. Like less knockdowns, just kind of like just throwing, but nothing's really happening on the screen. So I feel like if they just add like blood, bruise marks that like slowly accumulate over time, I feel like it would give the audience something more to like care about. Like, oh, he's
Yeah.
like that his entire right side is
Yeah.
completely red and
Yeah.
purple. You know, like
And
something.
then you
Well,
can
this
like
year-
kind
this
of
year's
feel it,
interesting.
right?
Yeah.
Right. This goes into something of like, who are you making the patch and the adjustment for, right? Because there's sort of like, all right, there's the player, then there's a sort of separate category of there's like the competitive player, right? So like you got
Yeah.
someone who's like, I'm just gonna pick up this game, play a match every now and then. And you got someone who's like, I want to be the best at this game. I want to face the highest level competition. And then you also have sort of the viewer side of it, right? So like you could have a really cool spectacle, big flashes, blood spatter, ragdolling across the thing, and it's great for the viewing experience. But for that like boxing realist person, it starts to take away.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
realistically though, there is a balance, right? Like ideally you want to be an accessible simulator that's, it's never going to be perfect because it's VR. We only got like the 3 points. But it's going to get, you use the mechanics to basically simulate either the decisions or the feelings of real boxing. And I think that, you make that choice of like who you want to reward, right? The person who's here to knock someone out or the person who's ready to be like a really technical boxer. And there's some ways you can help both of them, but like one way or another, you're going to have to choose a side.
That's a
Yeah,
good point.
for sure.
Tough to
Um,
develop around.
I was just I don't know. I think this is something that they're gonna work out, but I was expecting when I got the game that there was gonna be a ranked and then just a casual mode, but I don't know. What do you guys think about a casual mode being added to the game?
Oh yeah, I think
I-
it's incredibly
yeah.
important.
Yeah.
You
I
definitely
agree.
need a casual mode.
People
I mean-
get so tilted if the only thing you can do is ranked. Like if every match you play has stakes, then people get really upset when like something cheesy happens or someone's
Yeah,
like cheating.
it gets sweaty and toxic too.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's why people prefer coming into the discords, because a lot of the response is like, oh, this is wholly different from ranked. I'm like, yeah, you can talk to people, and if you like to box, you can find someone who likes to box.
Mhm.
I think that we are gonna get there. I maintain the thought in my head that this is early access. Game's not going to launch for a year, so I expect features on launch, online ranked, right, with divisions right? Breaks, right? Your high, middle, and low tier, right? You work your way through, you can't go back down. I also expect a casual exhibition match, right? And then I expect a full-on trainer, not just a dummy. I expect someone who can go through. Y'all played Creed before.
Bring back coach.
Bring
from the
back
original.
coach from the OG game. You know what I mean? So
We
I
miss
expect
him.
that to onboard people, and I expect them, devs, if you ever see this, I hope you do. I expect you to be intelligent about teaching people how to play the game and not just how to box, because too many people come in here and forget that this is a game. I can only track this with my headset and my two hands, and there's a specific way that the game wants you to fight, right? Ian has said this a bunch of times, guys. He's like, oh, I don't like the cock back, straight overhand, straight, try to get the one, because it's gaming the system. Well, just tell us the system, okay? Tell us how you want us to punch so that we can figure it out as a community. But I want you to educate people on initial, like, you don't even get to play until you go through and talk to the coach, right? And then that way it'll round it out, I think, for a baseline package until they eventually add a really dope single player mode.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like Thrill of the Fight 1 too. It still does such a good job of giving you that just single player experience. I feel like I always kind of revisit it time to time.
It kind of is the single player mode of Thrill of the Fight 2 until the real one comes out.
True enough. I mean, nothing wrong with it. The game's still dope.
Yeah, I just want to see the new maps. I'm just being selfish, but
Me too.
For the Wii.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So
The
hyped
big
for the
stadiums?
new-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also know that our community would want us to shout this out, but if they could get, like, there's certain things that don't affect the fight that I really want in the game. So, like, the option of having a ring walk, or like,
Yes, a ring walk is
more
needed.
fighter stat, ring walks, fighter stat, right? A punch count, even if it's not perfect, right? Like, I want to see at the end of the game, punches thrown, punches landed, punches blocked, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, no.
even
that
if you
would
can
be
just skip through it,
insane.
I want that option because, like,
Ooh,
especially for
yeah.
us, right? When we're at that high level, all that information is stuff we can use both to understand the fight and to show the viewers what's going on.
Yeah. And other VR games have done them, so they're not impossible, they're not unprecedented. You just
Absolutely.
reminded me, Solly. You just reminded me. I want the ability to watch devs, I'm looking at you. I want the ability to sit in the crowd and watch an online fight.
That oh my
Yes,
gosh,
that'd be amazing.
guys! I've been
Right?
thinking about
Yeah.
this idea for so long. If there was
Same way.
even just a way you could go to a public gym in the game and walk around
Mhm.
with other fighters and then get into the
Mhm.
ring and just have your boys sit on the sidelines.
Absolutely.
Like,
That'd be dope.
Watch
That'd
some
be dope
good
for us.
fights. Maybe even coach.
Yeah. Like cornermen and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know
that
what
would be
I mean? Like,
Yeah, I
there's
want my boys
so
in my
much.
ring being like, "Yo, get him, get him."
Right.
You got
Yeah,
your coach
get 'em.
that can come to the ropes, just give you some extra encouragement, coach you through the fight. That'd be
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, but this just shows like so many like ideas that can come from this game. But I think the devs
So
are
much
doing
potential.
so much potential. But I think the devs are doing the right thing by just focusing on the core, like the core
Yes.
mechanics of the
Yeah,
game.
for
I
sure.
think
I agree.
is a smart thing to do for sure. But man, so much
You can't
potential.
put the cart before the horse.
yeah.
Yeah, no, you don't want to like overstep your means, and then you got half cooked features in the games that just don't feel right and stuff. I don't know. I think you're definitely right with the devs just focusing on the core being like a super main aspect of the game, just getting pushed out, and, like making it through its final testing phases and everything.
And
No,
I
for
think
sure.
it's
You
so
gotta
cool.
get the skeleton and then get the polish and everything on it.
100%.
It's like we barely even like touched the surface. We're still working on the damage system. There's so much more, like we said, potential to the game, but it's so enjoyable already, right?
I think
And
so.
a
We
lot
got
Yeah.
the bare
Yeah.
brutes. We got the bludgeoning force of just like fighting. I feel like I don't know. That's what's bringing everyone here. The VR experience of boxing is just something different.
One might say the thrill of the fight.
That's right.
Nice.
That's a good one.
But no,
But
it's
yeah.
not like that's the thing that is the most appealing about the game, right? It's when it immerses you, and like you'd be surprised how few gameplay mechanics you need to feel good about punching someone in VR, right? Like you can get
Yeah.
it better or worse, but like once you have that, like, you know, I hit, I get that little vibration, maybe some little spark or something happens, and like something happens on screen, you're like, okay, wow, I'm in this now. Like my
You
head's
get
in the
that
game.
dopamine rush. You get the
Mhm.
adrenaline pumping, and oh my god, this game is better than any gym membership. Like the cardio
Oh, yeah.
alone.
Oh
you get
my
for
god, the
$10
cardio is
single handed
nice.
price.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
insane.
you can buy for the price of like the Quest. You could buy what, like one big workout machine, maybe. That
Yeah, no,
does
throw
not
the
even a
fights
fraction
$10.
of the stuff. Yeah.
Boom, you're getting your daily cardio like every day, hitting that red zone. It's like it's
Sure.
equivalent to doing like a 3-minute sprint, in my opinion. It's insane.
Oh yeah. 100%.
But yeah, are there anything you guys are looking forward to though, even more in the roadmap? I don't think we heard from Maki. Maki, what are you looking forward to in the roadmap?
Well, I agreed with UFL, like the arenas and stadiums. We need that for leagues. Like, imagine how insane that is. And then if you could let
Yeah.
people sit in the seats, like you said, that would be amazing. Imagine filling up the crowd with the actual people watching in Discord.
They
that
could,
would
like,
be
stream and
crazy.
shit. That would be insane.
Yeah. It would
Oh
be
my
so
God.
awesome.
Dude, I'm really hyped for the customization aspect with the
Yes.
new
Mhm.
gear that's gonna fight. I don't know if they ever have plans for this, but I'd love to see tattoos become like a feature in the game. Like, you know how in
Sure.
That'd be
UFC
sick.
2 you could like customize or whatever. That shit
I
would
like
be
to.
ball. But you know, I'm happy with the game. This game is fucking amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Can I
I
ask
I think so, man.
the
I think.
Ars VR guys about your channel? So like, I saw you guys prepared for a VR boxing game way back then before anything like that kind of existed. You guys kind of like predicted it and was prepared for it.
Mhm.
Can you guys kind of talk about that? Like, you guys, when did you guys have this
Oh,
thing
yeah.
planned and you guys were ready?
I'll give you the whole backstory.
Yeah.
I'll give
Yeah,
you
sure.
the whole backstory. So, I would say 4 or 5 years ago, I was a fighting game streamer. Streamed Tekken and everything on Twitch, Scrubs Dubs. Was working on a Twitch partnership, but I also really liked VR, right? So I dropped that stream and started trying to figure out how I'm going to stream for VR boxing with Creed. So it did exist, right? Creed was
Ooh.
what inspired the whole thing, but Creed was
Nice.
terrible at like visualization. So I ended up finding EOC, and at the time I started doing comps on my personal channel for it was just my own personal channel, like nothing created at the time, just to kind of figure out like how I would live stream it. And I'm thinking like I would live stream it like everyone else does, just like me doing my own fights and things like that. At the time, I met the EOC folks. I met the VFC folks, and I said, well, the best thing I can do is commentate because I commentated for fighting games. And so that's when I met Solly. Solly was at the time, the North American champ, right, for
Yeah.
VFC.
something-
Damn.
or
Shit.
right about to be, yeah.
Yeah, and the developers are like, who wants to commentate? Now, at the time, we didn't know each other. So I'm thinking,
Mhm.
I'm the only person who's going to commentate VR boxing. I raise my hand. And then Solly raises his hand. We have a great commentary session. It was like, boom. And so at the time, simultaneously, I was
Just one of
asking
those
the
times
EOC
when you know.
community. Yeah, like it's rare to find someone with the same passion. So at that time, I was like, well, I'm moving everything over to official channel. Solly was just like, I'll help you out. Solly was actually, you were the first person on the first boxing card on the channel at the time.
I think so.
And so I still keep those videos up. They're in Era of Combat. It's like it's what this game was before this game existed, with Thrill to
Sure.
Fight, right? And so Solly saw the vision. I rarely share people with the vision. Solly saw the vision real early and said, dude, I'd like to help. And I'm like, I guess. And then Solly's been rocking with me for like, was it 2-3 years now? And
2
so,
years now, yeah. Going on 3.
2 going on 3. So ever since then, Solly has been like co-host. We've done podcasts together. We've done cards for Era of Combat. We've done
We
VFC
fought in
cards.
We fought each other in like every VR fighting game
every VR
imaginable.
fighting game. And so you said before, this channel was made for Era of Combat. Not a lot of people know that. When I was doing my fighting game stream, I was talking to Ian when he first announced Thrill to Fight 2, before he got before all of the announcement from like being bought by the developers and things. I'm like, dude, I would want to do this. And he's like, nah, the game's coming up. It's going to be made for folks like you. So there was a lot of conversation and planning ahead of time. And what you're seeing right now on the channel is just the beginning of the grand idea. There are so many things that I cannot talk about right now that are in effects, but similar to what we were talking about, it's all about building and slow rolling the proper way. And for us, we talked about it. We've been through so many VR fighting games. It's not even possible, but not even funny. Not just boxing ones. And the right way, what we realized what the communities lacked was visibility and awareness, making household names out of people, right? What we always see this, and it fails in everything. Like, people do a few tournaments, they get their bucks, and then they leave. But what do people stay for? They stay for the homies. They stay for fun. They stay for a good time. And so, of course, we didn't think that as many other leagues would pop off, but they did, and I'm really glad to see it, because now there's more of a theme park, I think, that the community can be involved in, not just with Ringside VR, but with others.
Just to add on that, to like, no, that was good answer there, man. So as it was like a couple years ago, I ran into this. I got when I first got my first Quest 2. I got Thrill of the Fight, the original one, and I was just like, this game is great. I'm having so much fun with it. I know one of these days, maybe it won't be next year, maybe it won't be the year after, but someone's going to make a multiplayer version of basically this thing. And so I found Creed, I found VFC, as Supa said, found him in through co-commentating, and it's just been really interesting to like, we kind of saw it ahead, but we weren't sure how big it was going to get. We weren't sure like when it would finally happen. Like, there's just been kind of this ongoing joke between us for years of like, all right, when's Thrill of the Fight 2 coming out? That's the like that's the day zero where like it's going to reset all the other games, and it really did. There's like a lot of the people were really looking for that kind of experience, and you know, on like the bigger grand scale, right? Like, this is definitely a chance to be its own esport. Like, people will watch people play video games. I think people will watch people box. There is, I don't know, you know, we're finding out what the audience is, but there's definitely somebody who will watch people, you know, throw hands at each other. It's so great, like, watching the comments on YouTube and just being like, oh, I always wanted someone to do this, but like, you guys are doing it. Or like, you know, the production's great. Like, you guys have this great idea. I feel, you know, like, I wish I had done that. And like, you know, it's just good to know that like, we're on to something and it's growing, and it's just fun being on this ride.
100%.
Bro, and y'all are so influential. Like, I think most of the leagues came from most of the leagues came from seeing what you guys are doing. Like, when I was making my league, I saw what you guys are doing. And I'm like, wow, they're doing such awesome stuff. I need to like emulate some part of it, at least like the vibe, the energy, you know?
Yeah, I remember during Christmas time, I saw one of your videos, just like the premiering videos of one of your exhibitions, and I was already thinking like, man, it'd be so cool to make a league. And I saw your video, and just like, what? Already? How? Crazy.
Be ready 2 years ahead of time. That's how you do it.
I will say though, on the other side, it's been very, like, I don't want to get all teary-eyed and stuff, isn't mushy, but it's so cool to hear that we were the inspiration, but also I like that everyone has been exploring a different part of what a league means. Like, we're sitting literally here, we were in the press conference room the other day. Like, dude, you've done an amazing job. I've had back-end ideas of like what a VRChat space would be like, but you know, can't do it all at once, and then to see someone else like pull it off in this way, like, you literally just updated.
It's actually genius.
We got in here. Like, it's pretty fucking dope, bro.
It's such a great idea.
And I think
like, oh, my bad.
No, I was just gonna glaze them up a little bit more. Like, I think the idea for putting on this event or just like getting all the folks together. I know you've hit me up a lot, and I'm always like, oh, I'm running around with 5 million things to do, but like, I'm really glad we were able to take the time to just be a part of this, and thank you for making it low lift enough to where it was like, I just got to nominate some folks, because I think like as we do this, I think everybody here can agree like this is going to continue to get stronger. We were the first ones on deck, and it's just dope to like finally get to sit down with you guys and just chat it up.
Hell yeah.
For real. Like I was gonna say earlier though, it almost feels like we're like a little honeycomb or like a little bee's nest, and like you got one league really expanding on this side, really pushing towards content or whatever, and like let's say you have another league really pushing towards like I don't know, like production or something. And it feels like the more we sit down, it's like we kind of all share what we've kind of worked on together and just boost the community, which is super cool to see.
Absolutely.
Well, also it like inspires the community itself, right? Like the fighters get into it, they start doing some of their own stuff, and then or they'll start their own league. And again, even if those leagues don't go anywhere, right? Like it's cool that it exists in the moment. And those people, if it ever does disband, because like this stuff is hard, right? Like managing it's managing people, it's dealing with IT,
so much manual
it's
logistics,
so many frustrations.
Absolutely.
But like once you do it, like these people build the skills and like they get good at doing it in other places, and it really creates this community that is like ready and willing and able to do it. So like even if your community falls apart, just find a new one, or like start a new one, get absorbed into a different one. Right, all these leagues, like there's this idea that they're competing against each other, but they're really not. Like we're really all trying to help boost the same thing.
It's like facts. all the leagues kind of overlap with each other. We're kind of just like,
we all know each other.
Like, yeah. I never felt like it was competition. It was just like all love,
Yeah, 100%.
Just building the community. I think that was the main focus for all of us, I'd say, right?
Yeah. That's why it was a big point for us in the Discord to put a section where people can freely promote. I went to a lot of other Discords where they feel real weird about you telling them about your thing, and I'm like, if you got content, if you got a community or a tournament, be loud in the Discord, right? This is open market, because this ain't the time to get stingy. And I've met some league owners. Right. Y'all know who you are, right? Thought this was a war. It's not like we have lives and jobs, and we do this for fun, And that's the other thing that I think a lot of people do tell us as well, right? And I think hopefully they're telling you guys in your Discords as well. They thank us for putting all this work in and making the house in which they can play in, right? And so I think that that's been really rewarding, and it's all love, for at least for the people who show love. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all for 100%.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I think this was definitely a really solid episode. I feel like this might be a perfect time to kind of wrap it up. Do you guys have anything you guys want to say?
I do want to add one last thing. Sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
No, UFL. When I first saw your video of I think it was a pig face to face in VRChat, I lost my mind. I was like, yo, this is so smart. Why hasn't anyone done this yet? And now it's it's like a regular thing, and I don't know. I just want to give you props for that. Like, it's amazing.
Thank you. We're just trying to build like fighter stories, just like what you guys are trying to do with RSVR, like trying to get that staying power with that audience. Which I also 100% agree. It's like you have to build up the fighters so like they have something to actually care about. Like they have that memory in them. So that's why I went the VRChat route, because you can have the face-to-face interviews, the press conferences. You can really connect with the fighters, and we can also build like fighter stories here, like made-up ones and like semi-made-up, semi-real stories. If you see like the trailers and stuff. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do. But also feel like maybe too ahead of the curve, where like you guys are like building super strong foundation for like the live streams and the exhibition. It's just like a little different. Like I don't know if it's like too soon,
No,
I don't think so.
I feel like you definitely bring more legitimacy to the community when you start hosting face-to-faces and press conferences. I feel like it's giving more people who are just tuning in a reason to participate, more of a drive to join leagues and not just play ranked. it definitely legitimizes the community as a whole when you start doing that, and like I definitely appreciate it. I'm sure you guys definitely appreciate it. I feel like
100%.
everyone's really
Listen,
fucking with the vibe, you
yeah.
know?
As two people who like did all of this way ahead of when people were expecting it, like it's being ahead of the curve is difficult, but it's worth it because like even you're walking again where other people can run. So like now people look at it and be like, all right, I see this guy. He's doing like he's historically right, like doing some of the first in VRChat press conferences. They're gonna build on that, and like that's what all these leagues and like all these different people, right? Because like that's really all the leagues are at the end of the day is different people. They bring their different skills, right? Like Super here, amazing designer, right? Like he just thinks that way. He's always got style and vision with the things he does, right? Like you're putting people in VRChat, you're promoting the stories. Like everyone's got something that they contribute, and it's what makes those leagues like special, and it's what makes the community special, like any other community.
Agreed.
Definitely.
And to piggyback on that, I fully believe that you're not early. They just haven't caught up to the great stuff yet. This concept, I believe in, right? And if I believe in it, trust me, it's there, bro.
Yeah.
Like this is the VR community. This is native right here to what we're on, right? So, like the more people that can come in from this world to engage with this, that's just a whole undiscovered touch point. But we have what is the what is the big VR boxing room in VRChat?
VRC, VBC,
Yeah,
VRC.
VRC, VBC, one of those two.
Yeah.
It's got like 20,000 users per month, right?
Yeah, they got a
They're-
G-Shock sponsorship. They kinda
Right,
doing
you know
good.
what I mean?
Wait,
So
really? I didn't even
yeah,
know
dude,
that. That's
bro,
crazy.
dude, yes,
we gotta check it out after this.
Dude,
maybe, but yeah.
I go there a lot, and a lot of the ideas for what I wanted to do in VRChat stem from that. I don't want to create a boxing ring, but it's like the
Yeah.
level of interactivity, the people who buy in, like there's so many cool ideas that can help build those stories. So I think you're not early. I
Yeah.
think you're right in where you need to be honest.
Appreciate it,
Honestly, it's
guys.
gonna go.
You're
It's gonna
doing
go in all
that.
sorts of directions. Like remember we saw one of our users the other day posted a picture of them in VRChat hanging
Yeah.
with some friends, watching one of our ringside fights up on a screen in VR.
Oh, that's cool.
Shout out to Mike
Yeah,
Shell.
That's
Shout out to
cool.
Mike
That's
Shell.
awesome.
Some people in the bars, they were because you can connect the live stream link
Mhm.
and watch
Exactly.
it through media players. I saw some people in the bars are watching like some fights, just
Yeah.
on YouTube though. But
Exactly.
either way, it's definitely pushing to a wider audience.
We got it. I think we're a couple of years from now, we're gonna be sitting in a more luxurious table, the design some goals, right? We're gonna have shots of whiskey, and we're like, hey, remember that one
Our
time?
names are gonna be on here.
right, names on the flags and stuff. So yeah, dude, I think we're really on it, man. And like, as busy as I am, as busy as Solly is, I know you're probably busy with your stuff. Just stay locked in, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
we can make more stuff like this happen.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect little segment or a perfect point to just wrap up the episode. I feel like there's no better way to wrap it up than just, on a great note like that. So, oh, I'm tweaking.
Man,
So I
hopped
hope
man
you
hopped up
guys,
on the table.
Yeah,
good?
that was.
The Tom Cruise energy.
Right.
I hope the viewers at home enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed this episode. I feel like we
Oh,
got
it's
to
great.
sit
Great to be here.
down with all the behind the scene faces of the game, and I don't know. I feel like it was a great conversation. I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to
Yeah.
tune in next time.